Hey guys, it's Coach Steve, and I wanted to answer a question that some of you guys have come to me about what you're seeing in the Level Method app. When you guys log into the Level Method app, you're going to see 3 bars underneath your overall level, and these are talking about energy system breakdown. If you've completed all of your level method testing, you're going to see these bars filled out, and they're going to be different levels. What does that mean? Why is this important? So let's talk about what they are. The three energy systems we have are electrical, plumbing, and ventilation. This is in correlation to a house, right? I want you to imagine you walk into a house, you turn on a switch, the lights come on, the house is functioning, right? That's the electrical system. Nothing else really works without that. And in this context, the electrical system is really the brain. Brain connecting to the rest of the body, telling it to do the things that need to happen. When we're looking at it from an energy system perspective, it looks like, can I contract my muscles? Can I contract all of them the way that I need to match the load that I'm coming up with? I can train that. I can train maximal weight movement. I can train deadlift. I can train front squats, back squats. I can go as hard and as heavy as possible, and as long as that electrical system is able to keep up. Right? You're going to find that when you just can't get yourself organized and in place, that's really the place where injury starts to happen. Right? So this electrical system, this brain-body connection is really the first step and the most important step to help keep you safe. When you train this, you're going to feel more success-failure oriented. Right? You're either going to be like, man, I really can't get double unders. I'm not able to do that. Or I'm not able to lift the deadlift off the ground. Conversely, if you're really successful with it, you're like, hey, I had a breakthrough. My max deadlift went up by 10 pounds, or I got 35 double unders and I've never done that before. That's this electrical system making those neurological connections and training maximal or coordinated muscular control, right? Plumbing, when you go in, obviously this is the pipes and the movement of, in our case, blood through the system, through the house, right? We're moving blood from our heart out to our muscles, and that's taking with it sugars, glucose, and helping us do movement with our muscles, and in most cases, in the absence of oxygen, which has a funny effect. It builds up and creates lactic acid, which burns. So when you are training plumbing, when you're training this, what you feel predominantly is pain. You feel burning in the muscles. You feel a big pump. You feel the muscles swell, right? You do a lot of push-ups and your chest just feels huge and just really swollen. Or you do a lot of pull-ups and you feel that right there in those lats really working hard, or maybe you're doing it wrong and you feel mostly biceps. That is this plumbing system working and doing its thing, sending blood to where it's needed. As I said, the training of this feels very painful, right? Can I squeeze one more rep out on a bicep curl even? This is where bodybuilders live. They live in this plumbing area. They want this pump. But it feels very painful. It feels like Fran, where you go in there and my whole body hurts by the end of this. It's more dominated by pain than any other limiting factor. A good pain, the burning pain, not the injury pain. Ventilation. Ventilation is airflow, right? You go to a house, this is the air coming in and out of the house. For your body, that's controlled via your lungs and your breathing pattern. Now your breathing takes in oxygen, fills the lungs, and then that is taken via the plumbing to the rest of the house. So ventilation system is very much dependent on the other pieces, but it is something we have to train very specifically. We have to breathe. We have to know when we're breathing, when we're doing movements. We have to focus on that aspect. But we also control it by our pacing. If we're going off to a workout, running a mile versus running a 10K, our pacing will be different because we're limited by that ventilation system and how long it can sustain this pace that we're going. training ventilation, training this piece is generally based on pace. Can I sustain this effort through the whole time, or is this, am I going short? If we're constantly hitting workouts and we're doing less than 2 minutes worth of work and it feels painful all the time, you're probably still staying in the plumbing system as the limiting factor and not allowing yourself to train this ventilation system. Conversely, if we're doing workouts and in your mind rowing 20 minutes feels the same as doing Fran and you're just breathing hard by the end, then you're probably always training ventilation system and that plumbing isn't really getting trained. And that's why all three of these show up as energy systems. We need to be fairly equal across the board in order to be a successful CrossFitter and to be better off in life, because life does throw all three of these systems at us. The fact that they're interrelated means that a weakness in one will create a weakness in the full system. The whole house will not work as well if the plumbing isn't working or the ventilation isn't doing what it's supposed to do. And we certainly know if the electrical is wrong in our bodies, that the rest of the systems don't matter, are harder to hit. So that's what these energy systems are. Every workout we do hits a portion of all three of these. We're gonna start pulling out which energy system we really want our workouts to hit. We want you to know, I really wanna be limited in my breathing today rather than start and stopping a lot, right? I don't want to take a lot of these long rests. I want it to be a lightweight that I can continue to move, or maybe it's a go hit this hard with a hammer and train this maximal effort, which is going to hit more of the electrical system. Combining these in our workouts and training them very systematically is how you're going to make the best changes in your CrossFit and your fitness in CrossFit. So if you have questions, ask the coach, ask me, pull me aside. We should be able to answer what the limiting factor will be for each of these workouts that we're programming. They may be a combination, so it may be whichever one's weakest for you, but constantly have that in mind. What am I training? And if you have more questions about it, ask us. We're here to help. We'll do a video on it because I'm sure you're not the only one. Bye.